बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, friends. A very warm welcome to our Business Opportunity Over Chai. And this special edition, Business Opportunity Over Chai, will help you to understand the greatest business opportunity that we, Franchise India, specially brings for you. Business Opportunity Over Chai, presented by management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Malia, Chairman at Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. Every day, 12 o'clock, we launch a new brand to explore new business opportunities for you. So today we have invited a great brand called Microgravity. Microgravity started its journey in 2021 in Gurgaon and has been able to successfully establish its one of the leading brands in North India, offering the world-class multi-gaming experience. To know more about this business opportunity, I would like to invite the team of Microgravity, Mr. Samrat, Head of Marketing, Tanveer, Head of Strategy and BD, and Rahulji, Founder and MD of Microgravity. But before I introduce the team of Microgravity to explain about how they started this journey, I would like to invite Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. So, meanwhile, she joined. So, I would like to invite Mr. Rahul to share their journey.
Welcome, Rahulji. Welcome, Mr. Samrat. Welcome, Tanveer. And friends, a very good afternoon to all of you for joining this very important webinar that we're bringing to everybody. And I would just add what Harshika said. And Microgravity is a brand which is working and delivering a world-class multiplayer gaming experience for its consumers. And they also currently run state-of-art gaming arena in Gurgaon, which I'll also recommend everybody who wants to experience the center, because unless you go and experience the center, you would not know what the company offers. They also have taken and made an initiative to also lock some very important locations, including airport, malls, and some of the high streets, which I will let Mr. Samrat talk about it as we go in the course of our presentation. And I'll request, friends, all of you, any question that you have on the business model, you may keep writing in the Q&A box, and we'll take all these questions at the end of our presentation. And also, if anybody comes from relevant industry experience or has a property which you think can be put for an experience center like this, I'll request all of you to keep putting these remarks, and we'll take this up as we conclude our presentation. And as we start, I'll request Rahulji, you and Samratji, if you want to give maybe a broad perspective on the industry at large and why microgravity. Over to you.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Sonia. I'm really excited about this discussion. I think, I don't know the demographics कौन है, but मेरी हिंदी बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी है नहीं, but फिर भी मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि it is a mix of Hindi and English. So I can get my point across to all of you. मेरी जर्नी काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग रही है. मैं करीब 22 साल कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में था और एक्सेंचर में 11 साल के आसपास था. मैंने काफ़ी ग्लोबली ट्रैवल किया है और मैं हमेशा सोचता था कि कुछ सिटीज़ में, जैसे दुबई हो गया, न्यूयॉर्क हो गया, बार्सिलोना, टोक्यो, ये गेमिंग अरीनास जो है, आप जाइए तो वहाँ पैर रखने की जगह नहीं होती। तो मुझे लगा कि इंडिया में अगर गेमिंग और वर्ल्ड क्लास एंटरटेनमेंट कंटेंट लाया जाए तो उसमें इंडियन पब्लिक, एक मैकेंजी का रिपोर्ट था बहुत रिसेंटली, people are more likely to consume experiences than things. So and मेरा कहने का ये मतलब है कि लोग ज्यादा से ज्यादा पैसे एक्सपीरियंसेस पे खर्च करते हैं rather than on things now once they achieve a certain disposable income. मेरा कहने का मतलब है मिडिल क्लास मिलेनियल्स, आप देखेंगे वो काफी एस्पिरेशनल होते हैं और फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करना चाहते हैं। तो हम यही कॉन्सेप्ट को हमने आगे लाया। माइक्रोग्रेविटी इज वर्ल्ड क्राउडेड विद टेक। हम स्पेसेस आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं जहां पे हम माइक्रोग्रेविटी के गेमिंग अरीनाज एंड एंटरटेनमेंट हब्स बनाते हैं। वो बहुत ही हाई टेक्नोलॉजी एनेबल्ड होता है और जो भी कंटेंट हम वहाँ पे प्रेजेंट करते हैं, फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली कैन एक्चुअली कम एंड एक्सपीरियंस इट। अभी आप देखिए गुड़गांव में हमारा पहला प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट, उसको अब करीब करीब 1 साल हो गया है एंड हमारा एवरेज रेवेन्यू पर कस्टमर काफी हाई है। मैं यहाँ पे इस कॉल पे बताना नहीं चाहूंगा बट आई कैन टेल यू इट्स बिटवीन 2 to 2,500 rupees per customer, which is very, very high. Sorry, I will just switch this off. So sorry, just a sec. तो इस वजह से हमने ये बिजनेस प्लान शुरू किया है। ऐसा है कि हमारे पास अभी टेम्पलेट्स हैं, रिलेशनशिप्स हैं। टेम्पलेट्स का मतलब है वी आर ऑलरेडी यूजिंग अ लॉट ऑफ गेमिंग कंटेंट इन आवर गुड़गांव लोकेशन। रिलेशनशिप्स हैं विद प्रिंसिपल्स। अब मैं उनको प्रिंसिपल्स कहूंगा क्योंकि जो इनोवेशन या लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी गेमिंग में आ रही है वो दुनिया के हर कोने से आ रही है, राइट। हमारे पास वो रिलेशनशिप्स हैं। वी नो what it takes to build a unit like that and maintain it profitably. तो इस चीज को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हमने माइक्रोग्राविटी शुरू किया है। फ्रेंचाइजी इंडिया के साथ हमारी ये जो पार्टनरशिप है, हम चाहते हैं कि दुनिया के इंडिया के हर एक टियर 2 टियर 3 सिटीज में एक माइक्रोग्राविटी हो, राइट। एंड फ्रेंचाइजी ओन फ्रेंचाइजी ऑपरेटेड एक मॉडल है, फ्रेंचाइजी ओन्ड कंपनी ऑपरेटेड वो भी एक मॉडल है। सोनिया जी ने अभी बताया सम्राट से, मैं सम्राट ये रखना चाहूंगा बात कि हमारे लिए लोकेशन बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है एज अ ब्रांड। किसी भी सिटी में हम जा रहे हैं, हमारी ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग डिस्कशंस हैं, हमारी बात चल रही है टॉप रियल एस्टेट कंपनीज के साथ। आप DLF की बात कर लीजिए, फिनिक्स मार्केट सिटी की बात कर लीजिए, ब्रुकफील्ड से बात, तो हमारी बातें हर किसी के साथ चल रही है। तो ये सारी टियर 1 सिटीज में है, बट इवन इन टियर 2 सिटीज वी विल with franchisee India's help, we will select the right locations and we are looking for like-minded investors. Tanveer, आप can you share the presentation please? Yeah, मैं आपको कुछ glimpses दिखाना चाहता हूँ। I think seeing is believing. Maybe we should start with the video. मैं आपको एक पहले 4-5 मिनट का एक वीडियो प्ले करना चाहता हूँ, तो आप प्ले कर सकते हैं तन्वीर। इन द मीन वाइल मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे पास, देखिए, एज एन इन्वेस्टर अगर आप ये बिजनेस सेटअप करते हैं तो मुझे यकीन है कि between 18 to 27 months we are able to recover your initial capital, right? हमारा गुड़गांव स्टोर की अगर हम बात करें तो easily 33 to 43% EBITDA at the store level हमें मिल रही है, which is excellent return on investment. अभी हमारा जो बिजनेस टू बिजनेस टीम है जो तनवीर आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं, उन्होंने अभी हमारे साथ मैकिंजी, ऊबर, गूगल, हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर, बहुत सारे कॉर्पोरेट्स अपने टीम बिल्डिंग एक्सरसाइजेस यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं। हमारे वीकेंड्स तो बहुत बिजी होते हैं, सैटरडे संडे बैठने की जगह नहीं होती है, लेकिन हम जो वीक डेज की यूटिलाइजेशन है उसको हम स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस और कॉर्पोरेट्स को हम लेके जा रहे हैं, और बहुत बहुत प्रॉमिसिंग रिस्पांस हमें वहां से मिल रहा है। और इसी वजह से आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड टू गो टू अदर सिटीज। मैं ये छोटा सा वीडियो प्ले करना चाहूंगा, आप थोड़ा ध्यान से देखिएगा। कैन यू स्विच इट ऑन? ओके।
साउंड नहीं आ रहा है, we cannot hear the sound audio.
Tanveer, sound isn't coming, huh? Tanveer, there's no sound in the video. Okay, let me try. Tanveer, can you just wait? I'll try my screen sharing and see if you guys can hear. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Sure. Screen's visible?
It is visible.
And can you hear now?
No sound.
You can share it with me, Samrat. I can play.
आई थिंक साउंड परमिशन नहीं है सोनिया जी, हर्षिका, शायद
Isha,
इसीलिए
can you check if there is some problem, or you can
You can share the link
sound
with
नहीं
me,
आ रही है.
Samrat, over the group. I'll play. No problem.
Yeah, give me a
we
second.
can even put in the chat में डाल सकते हैं there, so it's quicker. Can do that.
Okay, I think we will be able to share the videos with the group. I think we've already demonstrated the picture of how a gaming zone looks like. So, Tanvir, can you put up the slides again? Samrat, if you can stop.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, मैं ये कहना चाह रहा था कि टिपिकली हमारा जो ब्रेक इवन होता है between 18 to 27%. Can you go to the slideshow? So why are we different? Why are we different? ये बहुत important question है और आप हमेशा पूछेंगे. देखिए ऐसा है कि सबसे important चीज हमारे लिए एंकर स्ट्रैटेजी जो है वो ये है कि मल्टीप्लेयर हमारा हमेशा फिलॉसफी रहा है. तो अब जब आप फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली के साथ कोई भी इवनिंग स्पेंड करते हैं तो the level of fun actually goes up multifold, right? हमारा काफी फोकस डिजाइन में रहता है और आप अगर हमारे गुड़गांव स्टोर पे आएंगे तो आप देखेंगे कि हमने काफी वर्ल्ड क्लास डिजाइन रखा हुआ है. तो हर एक यूनिट पे हमारा डिजाइन का काफी ज्यादा फोकस रहता है टू इंश्योर टू थिंग्स. वन, विजुअली अपीलिंग होना चाहिए. नंबर टू, एक्सपीरियंस लेवल्स बहुत हाई होना पड़ेगा. तो हम इसी चीज पे बहुत ज्यादा फोकस करते हैं. इनोवेशन हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. कई बारी अच्छा प्रोडक्ट महंगा नहीं होता है तो हमारी इनोवेशन टीम हमेशा काम करती है ये फाइंड आउट करने में कि दुनिया में लेटेस्ट एंटरटेनमेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स कौन सी आ रही हैं. तो उस हिसाब से हम उसको आगे रखते हैं. फ्लूइडिटी, व्हेन आई से फ्लूइडिटी, इसका मतलब ये है कि देखिए आप ऑल ऑफ अस आर यूज्ड टू वाचिंग सिनेमास, राइट? बट हम कंटेंट लेके आते हैं और हम उसको चेंज करना चाहते हैं एवरी 6 months, राइट? और वो स्टैटिक कंटेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. तो हम बहुत सारा फोकस उसमें लाते हैं. इनिशियली भी जब हम स्टोर सेटअप करते हैं तो आपके पास काफी कंटेंट ऑलरेडी हम देते हैं विच टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू कंज्यूम. तो ऐसे हम इस कॉन्सेप्ट को हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहूंगा कि हमारा जो कॉम्बिनेशन है, हम वी हैव द कैपेबिलिटी टू डू ऑनलाइन एंड ऑफलाइन. सो अगर आप अपने फैमिली के साथ यहाँ पे यू हैव हैड अ लॉट्स ऑफ फन एंड यू वांट टू गो बैक एंड प्ले ई स्पोर्ट्स लीग्स ऑनलाइन, तो वो भी हम एनेबल कर सकते हैं. इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन हाउ मच इन्वेस्टमेंट्स गो इनटू ईच ऑफ दोज यूनिट्स. ऑलरेडी इंडिया में हम 5 बड़े ई स्पोर्ट्स लीग्स कर चुके हैं. 4 मोबाइल पे कर चुके हैं और 1 कंसोल पे. हमने इंडिया का बिगेस्ट फीफा 2021 में टूर्नामेंट होस्ट किया था. वो इट वाज अ ह्यूज सक्सेस, ऑफ कोर्स स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय एचपी एंड इंटेल. इंडिया की टॉप 12 टीम्स एक्चुअली प्लेड. तो इस तरीके से हम हम ट्रैफिक ऑनलाइन से ऑन टू द स्टोर पुश करते हैं. क्योंकि देखिए easiest thing to do would be people who like gaming will immediately start looking for ways to go to the store and start enjoying with friends and family. तो ये हमारा कॉन्सेप्ट है. एसेंशियली हमारे अलायंसेस हैं, रिलेशनशिप्स हैं प्रिंसिपल्स के साथ ग्लोबली जो हम आपको इजीली आपके सामने रख सकते हैं. तनवीर, कैन यू मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड? ये कुछ सिस्टम्स हैं जो हमारे गुड़गांव स्टोर पे भी है, आप देख सकते हैं. दीज आर लाइव पिक्चर्स फ्रॉम द गुड़गांव स्टोर. मैं आपको ये बताना चाहूंगा कि जो हमारा आप एक ऊपर रोबोट देख रहे हैं, फन सेफ इमर्सिव, हमारे बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट प्रोटोकॉल्स होते हैं सेफ्टी, सिक्योरिटी और हाइजीन के ऊपर. हमारी पार्टनरशिप है फिलिप्स के साथ भी जिसको हम लेके आ सकते हैं. can we go into the next slide, please? ये सारी virtual reality है, roller coaster है, classic video gaming docks है, simulators है, cricket की हो गई, golf की हो गई, soccer की हो गई, tennis की हो गई, trampoline हो गया, augmented reality wall climbing हो गई. ये सारी चीजें हम लेके immediately आ सकते हैं. Can we move to the next slide, please? देखिए हमारा गुड़गांव स्टोर करीब 10,500 11,000 स्क्वायर फीट पे बना हुआ है. काफी बड़ी स्पेस है, लेकिन हमारे जो मॉडल्स हैं फॉर स्मॉलर सिटीज, वी कैन स्टार्ट एट एज लो एज 1,500 स्क्वायर फीट कारपेट एरिया. हम उसको हम माइक्रोग्रेविटी मिनी बोलते हैं. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं. दूसरा है 4,000 स्क्वायर फीट, 3.5 से 4,000 स्क्वायर फीट कारपेट एरिया की हम बात करते हैं, जो हम उसको हम ब्रांडिंग देते हैं माइक्रोग्रेविटी सेलेक्ट. और जो वर्ल्ड है, जो गुड़गांव जैसा लोकेशन है, वो करीब 7,000 से 11,000 15,000. अभी हम बैंगलोर में एक काम कर रहे हैं जो अबाउट 30,000 स्क्वायर फीट का हम पूरा एरिया देख रहे हैं. दिल्ली इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट पे भी हमारी एक डिस्कशन चल रही है. तो हम वो बड़े साइज के स्टोर्स हम देख रहे हैं. ये मॉडल्स हैं, फ्रेंचाइजी मॉडल्स हैं, फ्रेंचाइजी ओन्ड और कंपनी ऑपरेटेड. कुछ प्राइम सिटीज में हम कंपनी ऑपरेटेड मॉडल लेके आना चाहते हैं, और ओनरशिप फ्रेंचाइजी की ही होती है, इन्वेस्टमेंट्स भी फ्रेंचाइजी की होगी. बिल्कुल ट्रांसपेरेंटली सारा कुछ दिखाया जाएगा और आपको पूरा प्रोसेस के थ्रू लेके जाया जाएगा. ठीक है. और दूसरा है फ्रेंचाइजी ओन्ड एंड फ्रेंचाइजी ऑपरेटेड, वेयर वी विल एसेंशियली लुक एट टेकिंग अ रेवेन्यू शेयर और अ रॉयल्टी फी. देन कैन वी मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. हमारी फोकस सिटीज, यहाँ पे हमने कोशिश करी है. वी आर लुकिंग टू एक्सपैंड ऑल अक्रॉस इंडिया, नॉर्थ, वेस्ट, साउथ और ईस्ट. अगर आप लोग इन सिटीज में से हैं तो, और हैं, we would like you to talk to us and come forward. Can we move? फ्रेंचाइजी जो मॉडल है, हम 2 टाइप के हम दे सकते हैं. सिंगल यूनिट, I would be very interested to give an entire zone. If अगर investor profile high end है, तो हम हमारी जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, जो रिलेशनशिप्स है, जो टीम्स है ऑन द ग्राउंड, वो सारा कुछ आपको करके दे सकते हैं. तो मल्टी यूनिट्स, तो जैसे किसी ने इंदौर में 4 खोलनी है, 4 different sides of the city, right? So that the entire population gets covered. So we can give a multi-unit franchising. Can we move to the next one? Ideal partner profile, मैं ये चाहूँगा कि seriousness के साथ हम इस बात को आगे बढ़ाएं. We are very excited. We are very excited. And आपको सारा का सारा सपोर्ट फंक्शंस मिलेगा. जैसे हमने बताया कि सम्राट जी हमारा मार्केटिंग देखते हैं, तो वो मार्केटिंग इंजन विल कीप वर्किंग फॉर यू इन योर लोकल सिटीज एज वेल, ताकि मोर एंड मोर पीपल आर एबल टू सी व्हेनेवर दे सर्च फॉर फन. जब भी कोई इंटरनेट पे फन, शॉपिंग, फैमिली कुछ भी सर्च करते हैं, तो इमीडिएटली दे शुड बी एबल टू सी अस एज एन ऑप्शन. तो हमारा एक बहुत पावरफुल मार्केटिंग इंजन है, जिसके थ्रू हम ट्रैफिक ड्राइव करेंगे और आपको हेल्प करेंगे. टेक्नोलॉजी और सॉफ्टवेयर सपोर्ट कंप्लीटली एंड टू एंड, इंक्लूडिंग स्पेयर पार्ट्स, मेंटेनेंस, अपग्रेड्स, रिफ्रेशेस, ये सारा कुछ, और ऑपरेशनल एंड ट्रेनिंग सपोर्ट, ये सारा कुछ इंक्लूडिंग आईटी सिस्टम्स लाइक ईआरपी, बिलिंग और अकाउंटिंग के. हम अगर आप इन्वेस्टर हैं और आप घर पे बैठे हैं, तब भी कोई भी एक गेम अगर चलता है, तो वी इमीडिएटली नो दैट अ गेम हैज बीन प्लेड. तो रेवेन्यू रियलाइजेशन और लीकेज भी हम बहुत अच्छे से कंट्रोल करना जानते हैं. ये टिपिकली फाइनेंशियल्स है, जैसे जो 1500 स्क्वायर फीट between 1 to 1.5 lakhs, select में between 2 to 3 lakhs, depending, between 1 to 1.5 crores, I beg your pardon, between 1 to 1.5 crores for a 1500 square feet, and then 2500 between 2 to 2.5 crores, and 6,000 plus easily $1 million तक चला जाता है, but 6 to 7 crores हम typically cost नीचे भी ला सकते हैं if we want to reduce the premiumness of the experiences, but हम quality and experiential जो marketing है और जो customer service है वो एक standard का ही रखेंगे. तो you know, there are options that we can work with. We are looking for people who have very high quality properties as partners in this, and you know, especially commercial properties. तो वो हमारे को बहुत हेल्प कर जाएगा. फ्रेंचाइजी फी का एक ये छोटा सा है जो मैं आपको दिखा सकता हूँ. बाकी आगे बढ़ते हैं. तनवीर. हाँ जी, ब्रांड पे हमारा काफी फोकस है. आप देखिएगा इंस्टाग्राम में, लिंक्डइन में, कहीं भी, तो हमारा ब्रांड काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग हो चुका है बिकॉज ऑफ आवर ऑनलाइन एंड आवर फर्स्ट स्टोर. अभी हम एक्सपेंशन में 3 और खोलने का हमारा डिस्कशन चल रहा है इमीडिएटली. वी आर ऑल्सो गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ इंक्वायरीज फ्रॉम अदर सिटीज which we are going to route from Franchisee India. Can we move to the next slide? Yeah, I think let's move to the next slide. These are some of the pictures. ये हमारा बैंगलोर वाला डिजाइन. अभी ये कितने मिनट का वीडियो है? सोनिया जी, हर्षिका, कितना टाइम है हमारे पास?
We have time, Rahulji. You can play the video.
Sorry, ma'am, I can't hear you.
We can play the video, Rahulji. We have time.
Sonia ji, sorry, I can't hear you.
So we can play the video.
I had a lot of fun. I didn't expect it to be so much fun.
It was definitely a whole new experience.
I would definitely tell my friends about it. Like, I went crazy.
You don't realize how time flies away. It was insane how much I enjoyed it.
Welcome to Microgravity, a destination that will take you to the future. This is India's biggest virtual reality gaming zone.
I think it was pretty great. I didn't expect gaming to be something so physically tiring.
As soon as you wear that headset, it feels really real. It feels like, you know, you're in this completely different space.
And you're actually moving in different dimensions. So it's pretty crazy how you can just move up and down, but you're in the same flat.
Zombies would attack us and the building would collapse, and it was pretty fun and it was very intense.
So I really liked, my favorite game was actually the zombie prison game. I mean, the experience was so real, and just like playing with friends is also a lot of fun, I feel.
So the skiing was a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't expect it to be that much fun, but when I held the joysticks and like I moved my hands, I actually felt like I was skiing. And I've done skiing in real life, and to be honest, this is better than actually skiing.
and I've just, spent the last half an hour, on the St. Andrews old golf course, which is the school of golf. And it's been an amazing experience. And the bunkers, the fairway play, the rough play, it absolutely, feels like that you are playing on the real, golf course.
My favorite games was the roller coaster game, and in that there was a whole 360 turn where our whole chair turned downwards, and I feel like I haven't experienced anything like this before.
I took the headphones out, I kept it somewhere, and these guys came and they sanitized everything and they gave it back to me. And I was actually assured myself that this is a safe space. It gave me that assurance, and I was able to move freely. I was able to enjoy with a peace of mind.
I think the best part was that the sanitization program that has been implemented over here is by far the best I've experienced as compared to any other place that we go to, any other public place that we've been to. They sanitize all the equipment after every game that we play. After coming here and seeing the entire sanitation program and ensuring that they have tags on the equipment if it's sanitized or not, actually somewhere it made me feel safe over here. So I'll be coming back again.
And here you are able to, have support available to be able to improvise the experience through software as well as through the technicians that are guiding you to maximize what the software can do.
It was so cool. I suggest the free room because that was one of the best. We had to fight for our survival, and the VR racing game was so cool. The VR car.
It was awesome. So I think it's great for parents to team up with their kids. It's great for siblings. It's great for friends against each other all together. So for me, I wish when I was a kid I had something like this.
Rahul, you're on mute. Sorry, you're on mute.
Thank you very much, Sonia ji, for organizing this. I will take a pause now and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much, Rahul ji. We have some questions which have started to coming in. And friends, I request if you have any questions that you want to ask, you can write. I'll take these questions. We have some time at hand in which we can cover maybe at least on a macro understanding of the finances, the economics of the business model. We'll try to cover as much we can. And just to quickly recap, friends, so Microgravity brings to you the best infrastructure platform the industry has to offer today. And you could see that in the video, the pictures that were shown. And some of the best immersive gaming formats and experience which it gives. And the entire arena which they have, they offer a world-class simulator. I saw some classic video game docs also, golf experience as a part of the entire experience. And if you look at the industry today, friends, gaming industry in India has been evolving over the last many years. And today, like Rahulji mentioned, people are more willing to pay for an experience than a product, right? And the Indian gaming industry is almost about 900 plus million dollars, and nearly number one in the world. The Indian gaming industry also recently overtook the US in terms of the user base in India, and it is today poised to become the world's largest gaming hub. That's the opportunity at hand we are sitting at. So the model which Microgravity is offering is both franchisee and franchisee operated, and a franchisee owned company operated model. They're also okay to partner with people who can take multiple units, maybe in a state or a city, depending on how big the opportunity in that particular region is. They're okay to even partner with strategic partners, I would say, who come with maybe a real estate play. It could be developers, it could be some properties which they might own and can partner along with the investment. Overall, the format is among bifurcated between I would say from mini to world class world format, where mini requires an investment of about 1 crore with 1,500 square feet of space. Select is an area requirement of nearly 2,000 square feet and about 2 crores of an investment. And then we have world format, which is a bigger area, 6,000 square feet and 6 crores of investment. Location, as we mentioned, I would reiterate, is the key in the business, and they would not compromise on the same. And the entire business economics, I would say, is based on the location, which is very, very important. And also, I'll add, and which I also mentioned, the company has access and locations which they have taken at airports, which includes even T3 in Delhi. It includes Bangalore, Ahmedabad are the locations available. Plus, we have malls like Phoenix in Bangalore. We have Brookfield in Bombay, where the current conversation to even block certain locations is going on. So this is where we are. But at the same time, if there's a location that you think you have an access or possess, we are more than happy to consider that. Rahulji, I'll take more questions on, the entire investment. Broadly, we understand the investment from maybe, a 1 crore spectrum to a 6 crore spectrum. And we've talked about 3 different models. Would you want to explain the difference, as we speak on these 3 different formats? Because what we've seen in Gurgaon, you have a bigger format, which has all kind of gaming, so to say, and all kind of experience which it gives. But I'm sure when we do a smaller format, some games would exist, some would not. So one, maybe the difference between all the formats, if that is something that you can share, and typical, gaming that each of these formats would have.
हाँ जी, thank you very much, Sonia जी. देखिए जो mini और जो select models हैं, they are typically we look for spaces which are pillar free, right? Yeah. And ideally, we are looking at multiplayer arenas, right, where 4 or 5 people can at least play together, and that is the intent. So on the smaller formats, multiplayer becomes very difficult. And that is the only thing. When we have at least 2,500 square feet chahiye hota hai to do a multiplayer sort of a set of gaming properties. So वही एक major difference है. We can I have seen a few questions in terms of what is the minimum investment. आपने already बता दिया सोनिया जी about 1 crore, but we can come down to about 75 lakhs as well. It depends on we can we can work something out there as well. In terms of city or format, to take a call based on our discussions and the city and the location. That's when we kind of decide whether we want to do company operated or franchisee operated.
Rahulji, we missed you on that. If you can come back again on how do we select between the 2 formats for our partner, FOCO and FOFO?
Yeah, between FOFO and FOCO, I think we are open to both models, right? But the actual decision on whether it should be FOCO or FOFO is dependent on the location. Number one, as you rightly pointed out. Number two, our discussions, how it goes in terms of the investments, right? And the investors or the franchisee owners' ability to maintain the quality of the brand. That is what it is going to be dependent on.
And Rauji, now when we talk about the investment, you said 75 lakh onwards, we can accommodate the entire investment. So broadly, what is the breakup? If you look at the capex investment, which is basic interiors is run, and equipment in this case would be a huge investment to be done. So if you can bifurcate that investment and say what percentage goes where, what kind of money goes in equipment, what money goes in maybe your basic interiors, and franchise fees, is that a component already included? If you can broadly bifurcate that for the three formats.
Hanji, that's a very, very good question, Sonia ji. I think we are speaking to some of the principles. CapEx investments are high. But what happens is these large companies who we work with, right? Agar Franchisee India ke through, let's assume we do 10 stores in the next 6 months. And the BOM across all of them, bill of material across all of them, crosses, let's say, $1 million, right? Then the cost will come down because we will be able to look at huge volume discounts, right? So it depends on how quickly we are able to bring that down. 40 to 50% of the initial investment will easily go into buying of the equipment, licenses, and content, right? About 15% is about professional services fees. There's a contingency of about 10% we always keep. And then the design and build takes up the rest. So when we say design and build, हमारा जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था, focus is on design and to make, see, the consumer needs to feel like मैं यहाँ आ गया और मुझे जाना नहीं. The average dwell time in Gurgaon, how much is it, Tanveer? How much is the average dwell time? 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. They are there 2.5 hours. That's the average dwell time. And the average revenue per user is about, last 3 months have been about 2,500 in Gurgaon. That is also because of the location, because we are in prime property, right in the heart of Gurgaon. So location makes a lot of difference, and the catchment area around it makes a lot of difference. So the recoveries are faster. So if that is the reason, location is very, very important. And it really helps in recovering the money, as well as, we rush towards profitability really quickly.
Absolutely. Great. Now coming on the operating expenses, typically what are the expenses ongoing, and because location is important and we need to be looking at locations including malls, high streets, and also airports, which we talked about. So what is, when we talk about unit economics, and if you can give an example of what maybe a 1,500 square feet can deliver in terms of, per square feet efficiencies, throughput, and what would a 6,000 deliver in terms of a business, and proportionate to that, what are the expenses, say, on rental ID, what percentage goes there, manpower requirement, and do we also have food component here, or that is something that you outsource, because most of these gaming centers also have. So is that something which is a part of our current proposition that we are offering?
Yeah. So then we can pull up that slide yeah, just a minute, Sonia.
Sure, Rauji. And friends, I see a lot of questions coming in. I'll take all these questions because I see some locations where you mentioned hum FOCO karenge Jamnagar mein, like Rahulji mentioned, we are open to do that, but provided we know where exactly we are doing, what property it is, and maybe ratio of the property in terms of the potential business one can garner. And all this is something which is subjective to this information. So I'll also request all of you, if it is very specific to your location or a property, we would need you to furnish more information and maybe get on more specific one-to-one call to understand requirements to be able to answer that precisely.
This is a typically, this is just a model that we were designing for somebody. So can you do go into slideshow mode, please? Yes. हाँ जी, देखिए ऐसा है कि how do we measure our success, है ना? तो किसी भी स्टोर में number of revenue generating points होती हैं, right? तो जो रेवेन्यू जनरेटिंग पॉइंट्स होती हैं प्लस जो ऑपरेटिंग आवर्स होती हैं, दोनों को मिला के हम एक कैपेसिटी क्रिएट करते हैं। हम समझते हैं कि इस स्टोर का टोटल रेवेन्यू जनरेटिंग पोटेंशियल कितना है, राइट? अब आप देखिए, कोई नया स्टोर जो होता है, इन द फर्स्ट 3 to 4 months 15% के कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन में 15% कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन में 33% एबिटा मार्जिन डिलीवर कर जाती है। आप देखिए, रेवेन्यू 3 करोड़ रुपए है तो 99 lakhs का आपका प्रॉफिट अराउंड 6 to 8 months में निकल आता है। मार्केटिंग स्पेंड 48 lakhs का, ये 3 करोड़ एनुअल है ना? Marketing spend would have been about 48 lakhs. Indirect expenditure is about 24. Store equipment and maintenance is about 36 lakhs. Rental about 60 lakhs. And employee expenses is about 33 lakhs, right? Typically, हम देखते हैं कि marketing की जो output होती है, that improves tremendously. यहाँ पे आप एक नंबर देख रहे होंगे, return on advertising spend. So वो कॉन्स्टेंटली इंप्रूव होती रहती है, राइट? और कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन किसी अच्छे लोकेशन में 30% तक जा सकती है, जो हमारे एबिटा मार्जिन्स को 43 to 50% तक खींच लेता है। तो टिपिकली इट्स अ वेरी वेरी प्रॉफिटेबल बिजनेस। दैट्स ऑल आई कैन से।
That's helpful. And the projection that we saw was annually, which means that on average, we can expect maybe a center doing an average about 25 odd lakhs monthly business. Right? And also, what about our, you said your average ticket size is good, and also the time which is spent by the end user is long, almost 2 hours. Typically, what are the charges, and how competitive these charges are when we compare to maybe some of the nearest, competition providing these experiences?
देखिए, हमारा जो गुड़गांव वाला लोकेशन है, it is a premium plus property, right? And not just the property, the whole experience is premium plus because we've got some of the best gaming experiences there, and it was very expensive to set up. Like, as a company, we spent almost $1 million+ US, right? तो इस वजह से हमारी जो प्राइसिंग है थोड़ी it's a little bit on the higher side, right? But we have learned from that, right? And we now are able to design experiences at a lower cost and thereby also bring in the footfalls, right? Using the right kind of marketing strategies. तो वो learning हमारा बहुत अच्छा रहा है about in the last 1 year. So we can actually tailor the experience based on the demographics around that area, not the catchment area. So we can tailor that. अब आप देखिए, हमारा एक competition हो सकता है Smash, but we are Smash plus in Gurgaon, right? So, Tanveer, you can talk about what is happening in the corporate world. हमारी जो outreach है, तनवीर जी आपको बताएंगे।
So regarding the corporate outreach that we've been doing, we've got a very good response from the major MNCs that are there in Gurgaon, Delhi, NCR. And because the multiplayer gameplay that we have, they convert into a team building or an employee engagement activity. And a lot of learning comes out of gaming. That is also something that the corporates are understanding now, and their outlook towards their teams, their employees, training them on particular things like how to lead a team or how to get into a mission and come out of it. Teaching them through a different aspect is something that is also picking up in Gurgaon. And a lot of MNCs, consulting firms, audit firms, top companies globally, they are partnering with us on a quarterly basis and annual basis as well. And we're getting a great response from the corporate sector.
इसी बात पे मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ सोनिया जी की जो आपने एवरेज रेवेन्यू पर यूजर की बात करी कि 2500 जो हम कर रहे हैं, जो ये कॉर्पोरेट्स आ रही है तो इट इज पुशिंग अप आवर एवरेज रेवेन्यूज. जब हम B2C कर रहे हैं तो इट इज अबाउट 13, 1400, 1500.
Because your volume is big, right? So
Sorry,
the
I can't hear you, Sonia ji.
Because your volume is big, you're dealing with multiple corporate clients, and the volume, I say, becomes big when you deal with a corporate, right? Because you have groups which come in.
Yeah. So there are various dynamics. जैसे हमारे स्टोर पे 2 walls HP और Intel पे कर रही हैं. They are paying. So a lot of local businesses, you can sell advertising space.
Correct.
If it's a large store, you can sell. So there are multiple ways to make revenues. There are group bookings, birthday parties. It's very popular amongst kids. हमारा typical catchment जो है demographics का 15 to 35 years of age है, both women and men. But I think birthday parties is a huge catchment for us also. So group bookings tend to push the average revenue per user much higher, So
Rajit, quickly, मैं ना कुछ questions लूंगी because we're running out of time. So I want to touch upon some of the questions, which our friends are asking. I'll take one question from Mr. Vishal, and he is also looking at maybe one-to-one meeting. He has a property which he has, and I think I did answer something, and where he has experience of running perhaps. He's already doing cinema is what he's mentioned, and perhaps that location can be put on multiple usage for entertainment and consider for this venture is what he's asking. And so Vishalji, we are more than happy to do this one-to-one meeting. Jamnagar, Rauji is the location which I had mentioned. So he's furnished some information, but I feel we can do one-to-one call to understand. One question he asks is the internal height requirement. What is that we need?
That's a very good question, Vishalji. I think typically we start with about 12 feet high. 12 feet height, yeah. And it's more the better. More the better.
And I'll take a question from Mr. Sachin Jain. Since we have talked about FOCO model, so is there what is the revenue share? Is there also MG? Is also the question. So if there's a revenue share, typically, how does that revenue share come in? How is that calculated? And what visibility, Rahulji, a franchise partner would have on, that revenue that center is making?
Absolutely, absolute visibility, because every time somebody plays a game, it is connected to our Microsoft. We are sitting on Microsoft CRM. So जो भी billing हो रही है या जो game plays हो रही हैं, they work in tandem, right? तो हमें बिल्कुल पता रहता है कि अगर revenue collect नहीं हुआ है, क्यों नहीं हुआ है, तो there is no chance of revenue leakage for example one, right? Second, क्योंकि आप RFID technology के साथ एक card होता है, only once you access it, then you can open the game. दूसरी बात ये है कि जो ट्रांसपेरेंसी है वो तो आपको उसी रिपोर्ट से मिल जाएगी, आपके स्टोर पे मिल जाएगी. आपका स्टोर मैनेजर निकाल के दे देगा कि ये मेरी रेवेन्यूज हो रही हैं ऑन अ डे टू डे बेसिस. जैसे हमारा गुड़गांव में हमें बिल्कुल पता रहता है ऑन अ डे टू डे, मंथ टिल डेट, ईयर टिल डेट, सारे रिपोर्ट्स हमारे पास है.
Another question which is also very important, because this business is very capital intensive, and a lot of investment goes in the equipment. So I see a question from one of our friends, Rocky, I don't know what city, but he's wanting to understand, is there kind of some financing option, business loan, which maybe a partner can also tie up and can be facilitated?
Unfortunately, we don't have any tie-ups with banks yet, right? We are a young company in that sense, but we can definitely work with you to enable that, right? Okay. So with the banks, we don't have any. I think typically all the inquiries we've got so far are direct investments.
Okay. And I also see Rocky ji is from Gulbarga in Karnataka. He already has a property which is almost about 2,400 square feet of commercial space which he owns. So maybe we can speak to understand the feasibility so to say. And I have a question from Mr. Harish Bhojwani is asking what kind of propositions we would have for a strategic partner, because apart from real estate play, I don't see there would be any other arrangement that we would want to do. Is there anything else, Rahulji, that would translate to somebody being called as a strategic partner?
Yeah, our revenue share arrangements for content usage can also be managed based on the volumes that we are delivering.
Okay. And also, I missed on what is the revenue share that we are giving to our partners?
It depends, Sonia ji. It depends on how much is the investment, the location. Those numbers are definitely to be discussed based on
one-to-one
recovery. Sometimes, and this is what I want to say, that if our attempt would always be to try and recover your capital between 2 to 2.5 years at best, right? That is our attempt. Based on that, we need to make sure that our operating costs are recovered as well, right? So, given these two financials, how do I put it? These two financial elements, the revenue share actually comes out of that, right? So हमारी attempt ये रहेगी कि typically जो larger investments होती हैं 7 करोड़ से ऊपर जो होती हैं वो 3 साल तक चली जाती हैं, but जो छोटे investments हैं, our absolute intent is to recover the monies between 24 to 27 months at least. That is our intent.
Helpful, Rahulji. And friends, my request to all of you would be, I have seen your request to get on a call. So any in-depth and detailed, or I would say finer financial discussions that you want to do on the commercials, investment, sharing of the business locations, I'll request all of you to come on a one-to-one meeting or a call. And if this things look interesting, I'll also request that you make a visit to the center. Spend one complete day with the entire leadership team, spend some time at the center to understand what games and experience the company offers, and maybe to understand the business more closely. And also, like I mentioned, we have some interesting locations in malls and airports. If any of our friends who have joined from these locations and would be keen, to let us know. And Rahulji, these locations, especially airport, would that run on a FOCO model or it can be either big?
I would like to run it on a
FOCO model. So which means that even if you don't come from that city, you would still be able to do it. If you make an investment, company would run that for you. So 3 airports, which I mentioned, and if you need more details on the investment for these 3 airports and also the 2 malls which I talked about, please reach out to us. We'll leave our details in the chat box. And before we close, I'll request Rahulji, Samratji, Tanveerji to give a final message to everybody who's listening out there.
Yeah, I'll request Samrat. I've spoken enough. I'll request Samrat to.
No, so I'll just also touch upon one of the questions of what you said. We are, in terms of pricing, very competitive, even what we give to our consumers. Even at our prime location in Gurgaon, while our model says a minimum gaming card or a minimum spend of 1,000 rupees, which is in line with what the industry also does, our gameplays are actually as cheap as 350 rupees per gameplay, which is 4 to 5 minutes, onto 1,800 rupees for the complete premium one at 30 minutes gameplay. So we're very competitive in terms of, even while Rahul correctly said that we don't like to compare ourselves to someone with a Smash, but because they're the more popular one and known one, I'd say even their experiences start at the same 300, 350 rupees kind of thing. The other bit is that, yes, there are 2 aspects to it. Gaming is becoming more and more popular, including in the, like Sonia, you also mentioned. And while people can do a lot of gaming at home through mobiles and consoles and computers, this immersive nature of what we do really brings out the metaverse in the real sense of things, right? This is an experience that people can't get at home. The headsets are expensive to do personal basis. So, it opens up to this whole possibility. The second bit is that at the same hand, you don't have to be a gamer to enjoy any of this. While we talk about gaming, we are actually a gaming and entertainment hub, right? And like you were also touching upon the fact, gaming has already become become bigger than the movie industry, and soon in the next 5 years is going to be bigger than movie, TVs, other entertainment put together, right? So it's definitely on the up. There are courses now in schools and colleges which are towards gaming. The US has professional gaming courses. India has started doing that. Of course, there's a lot around design and all. So there's a lot of potential there. The other potential is also looking at a spread that we want to do, whether it's metros, mini metros, or tier 1, tier 2. Some of our friends are here from Jamnagar and from around Bangalore. There is a lot of latent need there, right? There is also spending money. There are different formats that we have and can definitely be a very fruitful enterprise, and also allows us to be flexible in terms of what are the offerings we have, right? And the big bit that Rahul also talked about is our biggest, some of our biggest, repeat purchases also come from parties and birthdays and corporate events, right? What that allows us to do, especially with corporates and parties and birthdays, is that it also allows us to utilize our weekdays better in terms of downtime, right? In terms of any true retail thing, weekdays will be slower than weekends, especially even when we are looking at a 15 to 35 kind of primary audience. But what a center like this also allows us to do is utilize that weekday downtime effectively when it comes to utilization of that space as possibilities for corporates as well as other birthdays and parties, right? So that's what I would like to leave it at. It is an exciting venture. There is lots, like you said, the best way of experiencing this, all these videos and all are great, but the best way of experiencing it is to come down. If you guys are ever in Gurgaon or Delhi, please do come. And those who are here, it's just a stone's throw away. We are very conveniently located on MG Road. So the best way is to come and see and experience, and then hopefully figure out a partnership going ahead.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you so much, Samratji. Thank you so much, Rahulji, Tanviji, for being with us on this webinar. And I also take this opportunity of thanking all our viewers who are listening us live. And friends, I just want to add, we have the entire recording of this webinar available on the YouTube channel of Franchise India. Anybody who wants to see that can watch. If you want us to give you a link, we're more than happy to even provide that. We have left our information in the chat box, our email ID, our hotline number. Anybody who wants to reach out can do so. Having said that, we also have our teams who would in fact reach out to everybody who's shown interest and align one-to-one calls, meetings, post the webinar. So with this, I again thank you everyone, and I'd like to invite Harshika for our closing remarks. Harshika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am. Thank you so much, Samratji, Tanvi, and Rahulji for this wonderful presentation and discussion about the brand Microgravity. Friends, you can reach us to our hotline number 9717683838. Also, you can write us on feedback@franchiseindia.in. So again, tomorrow we are bringing a great iconic brand, Atiya's Mobility for you. It's a multi-brand EV bike scooter retail outlet starting with the investment of 55 lakh rupees. To know more about this business opportunity, you can reach us to our hotline numbers or the links that we have shared on the chat box. You can do registrations directly. Thank you everyone for joining the webinar.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.